You know, some people out there, when they talk, they fake the funk. You want brutally honest? Well, if you are brutally honest, look no further than CG Ruthless Sports.
CG Ruthless.
CG Ruthless Sports.
CG Ruthless.
If you want your sports talks to be brutally honest, come check out CG.
CG Ruthless.
If you're not watching CG Ruthless, I don't know what to tell you. Representing the Niner Empire.
CG Ruthless.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 9erstyle from Real Talk Niner Talk, man. What's good, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man? Take this.
Tell everybody where they can find you at social media platform.
Yeah, I'm 9erstyle from the Real Talk Niner Talk crew. You know, yes, we are a crew. People hear Real Talk Niner Talk and they get one or two members and they think that that's, you know, it's one person. It's actually a crew. It's myself, Silverado Kev, Judah Great, Sersky, King Sersky, formerly known as Dollar Bill Will, and Super Dave the OG. And the five of us, we form Voltron, and that is Real Talk Niner Talk.
Okay, so I wonder how long have you guys established your channel and what got you guys the idea of the name itself? It just has a good kick to it, you know, a really good catch to it, you know?
Well, the channel has been up now, I think, maybe a little under 2 years. I mean, we're pretty much, you know, we're pretty fresh out the pack. And the idea came from just, you know, just being faithfuls. And, you know, a lot of these guys, you know, we've known each other prior to the show, you know, from social media platforms and have talked to each other for years. I believe me and you talked about doing this maybe years ago, you know, and of course you've had other shows and, you know, groups and so forth, but we took it to a new level. We like to, you know, our show was about style and culture as well as the sport. So, you know, that's why you see the things that you see there, you know, the music, the segments and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, you guys have that little funny segment thing, and when you do your greetings with your own fans, you just give them that little segment, little greeting thing. Then when somebody doesn't agree with you, you do this little funny segment like I had with you at that one time. It was like one of those funny ones, oh hell no, or whatever the other ones were.
Oh, that's the soundboard, man. Like I said, you know, we throw it in just to, you know, to go with the flow of the conversation, what have you. You know, I mean, we're definitely the first podcast of its kind. Well, I would say live stream of its kind, because a lot of times people don't understand the differentiation with a podcast and a live stream. I mean, a podcast is strictly audio, and we have a podcast option as well, you know. But as far as the live stream, we definitely created a lane for ourselves, you know. So eloquently put to us as per Jason Ponte. You know, what did he say? He can hardly hear me.
Yeah, they can't hear you. It's a little quiet, I guess by the speaker.
Hold on, let me turn my gain up. How about now?
Yeah, it sounds a little more louder.
Yeah, what's going on, Corey?
And
Corey
David says, "What's up?"
What's up, David? Right on. So, like I was saying, you know, we're the first live stream of its kind to really implement the soundboard and, you know, and give that radio / you know, visual effect, you know, with YouTube. I don't think anybody else has done that until we started it. I mean, I see a few guys trying it now, but we were definitely the originators of it. You know the deal. You were on our show when we first started out. Yeah.
You guys were like a little small crowd, but then you guys started out slowly, and then a couple of bigger guests came on your show, and then I came into the picture with me and Jay and the Bay and quite a few others. And you guys have had some good personality. Like, you guys have some realistic stuff, which fits my kind of content, what I do best. You know, I'm not gonna homer people or suck up. You know, I'm more truthfully about what I say. Whether they like it or not, I can give a damn what they think. I stick by what I say. You know what I mean?
Well, we're pretty much cut from the same cloth in regards to that. I mean, you know, hence the name of the show, Real Talk, 9er Talk, and you know, real talk. That's the whole golden objective. You know, to keep things real at all costs. I mean, you know, we're not going to be totally how would I say, we won't totally disregard the fan base and what some may think or feel, but if we have a strong argument in this, you know, it's logic. We have a logical explanation for why we disagree, then we'll go tooth and nail with that. You know, regardless of who agrees or disagrees. Well, disagrees more or less.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, I will explain my stance of why I believe it,
right.
But it's not going to change the way I feel. You know, I mean, I know some of them like you to like change up a little. Like some of these Jimmy Ward fans, they're telling me to apologize, and I'm like, I'm sticking with what I'm saying. It took them how long? 5 years to get an interception. What took them so long?
I think we went at you about that. We went at you about that. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you here now. I disagree with you there. Jimmy G, Jimmy Ward is definitely got the wrong Jimmy. Well, Jimmy Ward is definitely one of my favorite 49ers, and I think he's held steadfast up until now. I mean, you got to realize Jimmy Ward he's not your prototypical body wise. He's not your prototypical safety. You know, most safeties they're downhill smashers. They come to lay the wood. You know, he's no Ronnie Lott size by any comparison, but he does make tackles. He does get guys down, and he does in plays. Now, you can't blame the guy if they're not throwing the ball at him. Can't intercept what's not in the air to come at him.
I guess so. I mean, I guess it has to do with the fact he wasn't available or the fact that it just wasn't on his direction. But I guess it came to this primetime game, which was like long overdue for him. But I guess we can agree to disagree. I feel like he's a good tackler. I'm not going to deny that. Like when it comes to tackling, he doesn't miss tackles. But when it comes to being available, that's always been the main concerning factor. But then
he hasn't been hurt since how long? How long has it been since he's been hurt, man?
2 years.
Yeah, well, and it's been a very worthwhile 2 years. One of those years we had a Super Bowl appearance. You know, and he damn near knocked himself out smashing this kind of Super Bowl.
Mahomes. Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, guys got to lay off Jimmy, man. Jimmy can only do what Jimmy can do, man. Jimmy's out there, and Jimmy's laying the wood when he can. And he went out here, we're saying, okay, well, you know, it's about time he caught an interception. Well, I'll say it's about time they try to throw at him. Can't catch what they don't throw.
Yeah, about what you were saying, but on to that other Jimmy, the one that you always seem to be a little critical. You know, I'm the same way with you. We can agree on one part of Jimmy. It's like you can do so much with this guy. He's more of a short pass type quarterback. If the running game's going so well, then Jimmy's going to be playing better. But if it doesn't go as well, he's not going to be the kind of guy that's going to throw in like a lot of games. Take away the Saints game. Jimmy just isn't that kind of guy.
Well, I'll say this. We're going to have to nickel and dime our way. You know, actually, we had our the first lady of Real Talk, Red Jet Shell, and we give her a shout out. You know, she's definitely on point, and she's definitely going to be the first lady of Real Talk. You know, we're considering making her part of the crew because she's so official. And nonetheless, she said something very true last night. She said, listen, we have to nickel and dime our way from into the postseason and beyond. And she's right. I mean, people have this misconception that, you know, we hate Jimmy. Okay, well, I'll say, well, Dollar really strongly dislikes him, but there's some guys that, you know, and rightfully so. But I'll defend my stance here. I don't have a problem with Jimmy, honestly. My thing is this: I just don't feel Jimmy can get it done. Nothing personal. I just don't think Jimmy can get it done. Now, I will say this: if Kyle can continue to scheme the way he's been scheming and play scheme to Jimmy's strengths, which is not to throw the ball too much. I think once he throws the ball over 40 attempts, 40 times, we're looking for a loss. You can't have Jimmy throwing that often. As long as we're running the ball, if the running game is popping, we'll be fine. And at the end of the day, if Jimmy, if Kyle can strategize around Jimmy's strengths, we should be all right. If he can manage the game and we can run the ball and control the clock the way we did against the Rams, if we can do that the rest of the way out, we'll be all right, man. We'll be all right. If we got to air it out, if we get into a gunfight, it's a wrap. Not gonna happen.
It's just the running game and everything has to be perfect for Jimmy to play his best game. That's just how he is. But I know quite a few of this. I know what caught you by surprise when we played this Monday night game. I mean, I wouldn't have never thought this way. Like, maybe we would have played a decent game or maybe just get our butts whooped by the Rams. But I was kind of like looking at it this way, man. Just look, the Rams are going to be coming with piss off mentality. They're going to come into Levi mad. But I guess we just gave them a smack in the face.
Well, you always got to remember, a man with nothing to lose is a dangerous man.
True.
What do we honestly have to lose at that point? I mean, there was nothing leading up to that game that would have convinced any of us that we had a shot. Now if you watched our last show, none of us thought we had a shot in hell. I said it, and like I said, I ate crow, but I ate some good crow. And I hope I'm wrong more often. If it's going to go that way. But at the end of the day, we executed. We did what we were supposed to do, and finally we took advantage of an actual advantage. Excuse me. Yeah, we took advantage of an advantage. Usually we go into games and we're like, oh, this guy's out, that guy's out. We should take advantage of that and win the game. And those be the very things that turn around to bite us. I mean, a week prior to this game, remember, we got our asses kicked by Colt McCoy. So who would ever thought, we come off a damn near a blowout victory. I mean, a blowout loss, regardless what the score said, we saw at the game. A blowout loss to the Cardinals and come back and kick the Rams' ass this way. I think some of this falls on Kyle too, and I think I think we kind of let him off the hook a lot. Well, we don't, but I know a lot of podcasters in the 9erverse who do.
Yeah, they call him they call him a genius, or just say, oh, without him, he'd be getting a job elsewhere. It's like, okay, I don't want to hear that part. What's he done lately? But the way I've seen this offense going on against the Rams, why did we just not use a little bit of more Debo in those run plays? That's what's kind of been his bread and butter. Got to get your best player around and try to make this offense more diverse, more into where you can run the ball, or either do those little plays with Debo, like the way it's been working. Don't you think?
That's been my problem. It's too much Debo. It's too much Debo. You're burning Debo out. You got to get somebody else in the mix. You got to spread the ball around. When we can do that is when we'll become flawless. You got to make teams pick their poison. Teams are going to be teams that from now on, teams will be strategizing for Debo. They'll be scheming to take Debo away. So what do we do next? We got to get Ayuk. We got to get these other guys in the game. But if the running game is working, that nullifies all that. We got to run the ball well. If we run the ball well, because the run is going to open up the pass. If we run the ball well, we'll be fine. What we saw was straight 80s smash mouth football. Straight 80s smash mouth football. What pisses me off is that it took all these injuries to happen for him to go to that. Where it's like, why couldn't you just do that while guys were healthy?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at first. What?
You strategize now that you have your back is against the wall.
Yeah, and especially against the Colts, those plays were working. And then we just abandoned it, and there was quite a few games where we should have just kept going with it. But it was like, what took him so long at this point of the season? Like, this was pretty much like, if we would have did it earlier, we probably would have had a better record than what we previously had. But it took him so long on a primetime game where it was pretty much we had nothing else to lose at this point.
Well, we were there for that game. We were actually standing out in all that damn rain. We actually, the crew, we were all out there, and I'll tell you, there were a lot of people open. And this is what you don't see on TV. There was a lot of people open jamming every play. Now, whether Jimmy saw him was one thing, whether he had the ability to get the ball to him was another. I just think that game we had the wrong quarterback in. We needed to run a quarterback. Yeah, we had the wrong quarterback in and the wrong strategy. Then Cal started, all this passing. It's like, what are we passing the ball for in this rain? It's wet. It's even in that game, Debo, he made a nice play and got stripped. It's a smash mouth game. That's a game where you run the ball more than throw the ball. At least common sense would tell me that. Yeah,
and plus sometimes if it's not necessary, you don't have to just run on those extra yards if you're not gonna, because they can just take the ball off your hands. Just like
Debo, he could have went down, but his style of play, sometimes can bite us. He kept trying to fight for 1 or 2 extra yards, and what had been happening, he got the ball stripped. But like I said, in a smash mouth game like that, you got to feed guys. You got to run it. You got to run between the tackles and all that stuff. You got to run up the gut, man. You got to run the ball.
Yeah. Speaking about running the ball, what's going on with Elijah Mitchell, the finger injury, and then it's uncertain status, and it looks like either Jeff Wilson will get more bulk of the carries, or possibly, I don't know what's going on with Hasty, but looks like Trey Sermon has been a non-existent on this offense. Like, they haven't been able to utilize this guy.
Well, you got a lot of people that feel that he's in Kyle's doghouse. Now, what I'll say is this: I wasn't there during the week, so I don't know what. Uh, I don't know what Kyle, what this guy's doing in practice. I don't know. What they say. The way you earn your stripes on the field by playing well in practice. Who knows what Sermon is doing in practice or what he's not doing, if they trust him. Because you got to remember, it's about those blocking assignments. Maybe Sermon is not sharp on the blocking assignments. Maybe they don't trust him out there like that yet. We don't know. It could be a host of reasons. And Kyle's just being very vague about it, if anything, if he says anything at all. So we don't know what the deal is there. But I'm hopefully the kid can come out of it because Trey Sermon is a hell of an athlete and should be on the field.
Yeah, and plus using Elijah Mitchell a lot. Yeah, he does fit our scheme, but he's been used a lot, and that can lead to injuries right there. Like this guy's already getting a fractured finger, so it's like how much more?
Come on, CG. It's a finger. Come on, these guys are football players. They've been playing all their life. A finger? That's like saying, okay, we had a bloody nose or a broken nose. Okay, well, that's no big deal.
That's no big deal.
No.
But he's getting surgery.
Yeah, okay, but it's still a finger. They can put a club on him and let him play. Guys, they put clubs on him and let him play. So we'll see how it turns out. I mean, I would like to see him out there anyway. I say put a club on him, and if we can get him out there for limited touches or something, let's do that. Because you can play. Guys have played fine and been fine with a club on that hand. Just put a club over it. He'll be all right.
Yeah, especially a couple of my own teammates. They played with some club under their finger because of the injury at that spot. So yeah, some of them can play through the pain.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Well, he was playing. His finger was. He played through the game when he injured his finger. He didn't come out. Come on, the team would look at him. How would you look at him if Elijah Mitchell, he hurt his finger, so he came out the game? You'd sit here, you'd be on this show calling him every name in the book. No,
but I think
he'll be fine.
He put it out there on Tuesday about the injury, so nobody didn't notice the difference. So I guess he should be. He was like limited. Yeah, he was on a blue non-contact jersey for this week, so I think they're pretty sure he's going to either play this week. So
right. I think he'll be fine.
So what do you expect from this matchup against Jacksonville? I know there's potential trap game. I know you cannot overlook this opponent. They played good the last couple of games, and it's kind of concerning that the way we played before the Rams game, it was more concerning to begin with. But
well, does Greenlaw is Greenlaw come back this week? Is he returning?
He's returning practice, but I think he should be good to go. But it's saying that he came off the IR and practicing this week.
All right. Well, I mean, if with Greenlaw coming back, that means we can shift Aziz back to his initial position, his original position, and that linebacking core should be back. Should be back. So I mean, as long as the defense is popping like we were, I got every bit of faith that D'Amico's going to get that together. We get the defense the clicking and popping, and we run the ball, we'll be fine. But we must run the ball from here on out. The key to the real is to run, and there's really no way around it. You got to run.
Yeah, and we definitely got to maintain the time of possession. But when it comes down to it, the one thing that Jacksonville may have the advantage of is running the ball with their best player all around, which I think he doesn't get enough recognition. James Robinson, that may be the one concerning factor, or else I don't see much of a concerning with. Maybe Trevor Lawrence might run here and there, but he's a turnover machine waiting to happen. So it's one or the other.
Well, we should excuse me for yawning, man. You got to remember, my time, it's 10 o'clock, almost 11 o'clock my time. So, I'm just kind of, groggy, a little groggy. But, what'd you say? Trey Sermon, you say? What'd you say? I'm sorry.
No, I was talking about our matchup with Jacksonville. Like when it comes down to what Jacksonville can really do is they can really use James Robinson a lot. And that could be the more concerning factor.
I'm not really worried about James Robinson too much. I mean, though we've been gashed up the middle, it looks like we've been getting gashed up the middle kind of all season with the run. I think D'Amico, like I say, it goes back to the coaching. At this point, to me, it's not a matter of executing. It's the strategy. Yeah, executing is important, excuse me, but it is the strategy. The coaches have to strategize a certain, to spy on that. But I think we'll be all right. I'll be honest with you. Down the stretch, the last games, only 2 games I'm worried about is the Rams again. And potentially, I thought it was Cincinnati would be a problem, but I think we should beat Cincinnati.
They were looking good earlier. Now they're just looking questionable.
Yeah, you got the Rams in Tennessee.
Tennessee could be concerning because they, even without Derrick Henry, they've looked a lot better. Look what they did to the Rams. And the one that could be tricky to me is, for some reason, we can never get over the hump with Seattle. So I'm just hoping we can at least get a win over there in Seattle like we did in 2019 at least.
Yeah, we got this thing with Seattle is it's just bullshit. It's like we just got this mental glitch when it comes to Seattle. For some reason, we just can't beat these guys, and I'm so fucking tired of Seattle. You don't even know, man. We have to take care of them this second game. We should have taken care of them the first game. If you look at the stats, and I'm gonna tell you something. There's a saying when it comes to stats that truly defines that game. They say stats are like swimsuit models. They look good, but they don't show everything. And that game showed that. If you looked at the stats, you say, hey, we blow these guys out the water. If I showed you the stats and told you guess who won the game and didn't show you the final, you'd say, wow, 49ers must have blew this game away. And that wasn't the case. We led in all these damn every category and still lost that game. And to me, that's just a straight that's a straight up coaching.
Yeah,
that's a lot of it, in my opinion.
It was just terrible type of performance by that. I mean, our defense was holding on to Seattle for at least 7 points to that halftime. So then it started to come to a point to where our offense did stop performing and stop playing better. It's like, why is it like?
Well, that falls on Kyle. That's that. Hey, that he's the guru. Remember, he's the guru.
Yeah,
he's a genius. But he can't get a point on the board. The whole first half of nothing. And I don't care. I mean, granted, our defense is decent. We've had games where our defenses have looked horrendous, and we've had games where our defense has looked equally. I'm saying have looked well and equally as bad. So I'm gonna say that just boils down to coaching. I'm not. No defense is that great to where you can keep them on the field. To the point where they don't break. You want them to bend but don't break, but a lot of them break. Our defense isn't that good.
No, it's kind of given up some big run plays, and then it's kind of been unpredictable in coverage, and then the penalties is what kills it the most. So it's like that's probably one of the worst reasons why we've been in certain games, and then there's games we've just been blown out. So it's like it's either our coverage gets a lot of flags for defensive pass interference or holding, and then majority of the time we just give up these gashy holes and they just run right through us. So that's one of the key reasons why we haven't been able to have a solid defense. Yeah,
I agree. Our run defense has been shitty this year, and for me watching them live, what was that, week 7? Out west, the linebackers, when our linebackers get caught out of position, because that seems to happen a lot. When Fred Warner and these guys get caught out of position, those will usually lead to big plays.
Yeah, those are the guys that step in. Like Warner hasn't really played quite his best football this year. It's like it's been a little suspect. But when you look at Al-Shaair, he's played a lot better than expected.
Our linebackers are undisciplined. You got to understand that. Fred Warner, as great as he is, these guys are undisciplined. So when you're undisciplined, this is what happens. You normally you will get caught out of position. And when you're caught out of position, these things happen. Like that first Colts touchdown, my seats were literally right in front of it. And when I tell you they threw that screen, I forgot who it was. They threw that screen. My man just walked right. There was not a red jersey in sight. All the linebackers were shifted over to the other side of the field, completely out of position. And that can't happen.
Yeah, that's the one questionable part, Mark. Like there's some spots where we leave it open. But for some reason, like there's even been a couple plays we've been unfortunately lucky. Like if you look at the Rams play, or like a previous game before, there was like a play where one of our safeties was at a place and was lucky enough that receiver didn't catch it or something.
Well, I'm gonna address Pinor. I see Pinor here. What's going on, bro? Pinor. That's my man.
That's my dude.
Yeah. Side question: you can only choose one. 10 healthy years of Debo or 10 healthy years of Mostert, young age in their primes. Well, I'll say this. This is a tough question. I'll give it to him. This is a tough one, but it all depends on the needs of the team. And being that we're a running team, I think I would have to go with 10 healthy years of Mostert. As much as everybody may think I'm crazy for it, I think I'd go with Mostert. Because this is a running team and we're going by team need, I would go with Mostert. Because let's be
Yeah,
honest, Debo hasn't had the healthy. He hasn't had the most spotless record health wise. And I mean, I feel, and this is my opinion, I feel once Debo, Debo's also coming up on a contract year. I feel once Debo gets paid, then you know what happens. Same thing that's going on with Kittle and every other guy that gets paid. Once they get paid, these guys can never be on the field. They're never healthy enough to play on the field. So Debo's doing what he's got to do to get that second contract, and I'm not mad at him. But I'm just saying, if we're talking, positional need and what's best for the team, I'm going to go with the running back because this is a running team.
and then Mostert, like when healthy, he's like been a special talent. So it's like it's hard. Like even for those small little holes, he's kind of able been to run through them pretty quick, or he just has that speed where
that's what he has. That deceptive speed that people, when that hole opens up, he's able to gash and get through them, and before they open, those holes don't stay open long.
Yeah, they don't. But he's got that speed to just run into like it's nothing. But when you look at Debo, there's just something different about him. Like, yeah, it's a rare skill set of his. Like he can really run the ball. He can catch those short passes. It's kind of like a younger prime of what Anquan Bolden used to be, but a lot faster,
Well, yeah. Well, he's a lot more aggressive than Anquan Bolden. He's a better route runner than Anquan Bolden. I mean, you can use him out. You can run him out the backfield and everything, But yeah, I just think with Debo, as great as he's playing this year, I feel that down the line, like how can he sustain this type of performance? Okay, well let me ask you this. Do you see Debo performing at this rate in 3 years?
I don't know, because once they get paid by that contract, they don't perform up to the expectation. Like he can have one of his best seasons by far, and then his production will decline either by injury or by the fact he just isn't playing consistently. Like you've seen a lot of receivers who got paid big contract elsewhere, and what have they done? Nothing. Like example,
Yep.
Like what's his name? Alshon Jeffrey, when he went to the Eagles, he didn't do squat.
Oh, Alshon, yeah.
Yeah, and
He had a
then
couple of
Allen
decent
Robinson's
seasons,
been
but
having an up and
nothing.
down. Yeah, he's been having an up and down Chicago, but I don't think he's ever been up to the same expectation.
Right. Well, you got to remember, wide receivers, good ones, they don't come a dime a dozen, even though they're plentiful. But if you want the special ones, you got to really pick and choose. And I feel Brandon Ayuk is a special one. I just think Kyle needs to, get off of his nonsense and start scheming for the kid. But I think he's a special talent, and we're just not utilizing him right. And I'll tell you what'll happen. And we'll fuck around and he'll end up with somebody else and tear the league up. And then we'll be sitting back like, wow, to think we had that.
Yeah,
I think Brandon Ayuk is a special talent.
Ayuk said he's got better route running and he's very fast than what people give him credit for, and it's
Of
just
course. And he
the
can stretch
snaps.
the field. He can
Yeah,
stretch the field, man. He can make guys play us honest if we take strike. But see, we don't have a quarterback. We will never know that with Jimmy at quarterback.
exactly. Like
We'll never
he
know
was.
that. You'll never know.
Yeah, but his production from his rookie year came from the likes of Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard. That's where his production come. But
Yeah.
the
And
Jimmy
those
G,
guys actually threw that. They actually threw down field to him.
that's what makes the difference. But as soon as Trey Lance gets into the grass of the I mean, I would have thought at the time maybe we could have just let the kid play, but it seems like Kyle's just sticking with Jimmy despite the record. So it's like I
And
remember at one.
that's fine. That's fine. I say keep Trey out at this point. I don't want to put him and get him and risk getting him hurt anyway. Now we get Trey hurt this season, then we're really screwed moving forward. We can't afford that. Leave him out. Just leave him out. Let him learn the playbook. Leave him out. You got Jimmy out there. Just let Jimmy manage and nickel and dime us on through. That's what it's going to be. That's what they chose when they decided to keep him. If they were truly serious about Trey, they would have done what Belichick did with McCorkle. They would have committed to him. They never committed to him. They never wanted to commit to him. They blew that smoke up all our asses with, we want a new quarterback. We want a new style of quarterback. We want a new style of play. And then both of them took their asses in the Jed York's office and asked to keep the kid. Asked to keep Jimmy. I'm sorry. So come on, man. How serious were they about committing to Trey?
There was just no commitment.
Just keep him out. Let him learn the book. Let him take his time. Just keep him out. He'll fuck around going in there and get hurt. Just keep him out.
Let him learn the offense, yeah, just like Mahomes did. I mean, Mahomes was able to benefit a year.
Yeah, I was one of those. I wanted him out there earlier too, but at this stage, just keep him out, man. Let the chips fall where they may. You made your decision to keep Jimmy. You're paying him a shitload of money. Let him get us to the promised land. Especially for all these Jimmy sexuals, your boy Jay in the Bay, all you Jimmy sexuals who, all now it's a lot of them are changing their tune. Now he's talking that, oh yeah, well maybe we should try Trey. Yeah, okay. No, just keep Jimmy in there. Keep him out there. We'll be all right. Keep
yeah,
Jimmy
for
out
the
there.
time being. For just this year, and then maybe a trade value could be something in the offseason. But it's
that's what they're hoping for. But I mean, at the end of the day, Jimmy will not be back next year. That is a fact. As sure as you and I are sitting here, that is a fact.
Yeah, it's a fact. But I like Trey Lance's skill set. It's very good. It fits pretty well. It's just a matter of him learning this offense a lot better. I mean, it's very familiar to what he played in North Dakota State. But I think at the speed of the level, it's a lot different than his competition. So that's the only thing that's going to make him learn the speed of the game. He has to adjust to this level because he's played in an inferior competition in a smaller college. And usually in that level, it takes time. Look at Josh Allen. He came from a smaller college like Wyoming, and the competition was nowhere near like where he played at. So it takes time for them. Maybe in year 3, you'll see something good out of Trey Lance.
Well, Josh Allen isn't a good example because Josh Allen didn't come in with a quarterback controversy. He was thrown right in. He was committed to. Trey's, this shit with Jimmy. Jimmy should have technically, for all intents and purposes, Jimmy should have never been there. Come week 1, Jimmy should have been gone. When they drafted this kid, Jimmy should have been gone. They should have been working and committing to Trey. And if you go by the sample size, let's look at this first game against Arizona, where he was 85% of the offense. So we talk about the speed of the game. Nah, the boy's gonna be fine. That boy's gonna be fine. Trust me, the Arizona Cardinals their defense earned their paychecks that game. They were glad to come back here and see Jimmy was starting and not Trey. Believe me, they were glad. How many times have you ever seen Kyle so aggressive? When have you ever seen Kyle so aggressive to go for so many fourth downs?
Not with somebody like Trey Lance. I mean, there was a lot of fourth down conversions. A lot of that. I'm trying to
tell you, he's gonna always keep it. Listen, the kid moves the ball. He moves the chains, man. That's what you want. Jimmy is not. Listen, if Jimmy has a good game and everything is like you say, if everything's in play, okay. If everything is in place, yeah, we're running the ball well. Okay, Jimmy will move the chains, but Trey is going to move them chains regardless because teams have to play him honest. The minute he steps back and those gaps open up, he's taking off. He's taking off. What would people have to say if you take away that one interception he threw against Arizona, the one that sailed on him? Well, if he didn't throw that, what would you say of his performance? That's really the only blemish.
His performance would have been really solid. I mean,
I think it was solid with the interception.
Yeah, solid performance either way because you didn't expect much from the rookie, and then he ran over 100 yards also. And
let's correct that. You didn't expect much from the rookie. I know this kid is special.
Growing pains, I expected.
Okay, that's fair. I always say that. Yeah, and of course we're gonna get growing pains with Trey. Of course,
that's what perfect, I expected. Yeah,
but what I'm saying, he's gonna be competitive. He's gonna be competitive, and he has to learn the speed. He has, with all the other nuances of the pro game that he has to get acclimated to. He also has to learn how to win,
and he's got to learn how to slide better.
And that's why reps are important. He has to know how to win. Well, I wouldn't even say that. I would say what he needs to do, what somebody needs to be doing, to school him on the side about the play. I didn't like the play where he went to scramble and went head on with 2 guys at the goal line. I thought that wasn't too smart. And my thing is, you're coaching. That's Kyle. You pull this kid to the side and you tell him, look, man, that's not what you want to do. So yeah. I just think Kyle left him out there kind of hanging. He didn't really have a game plan for him. Just went out there, ran a bunch of quarterback powers, and, let's see if we do it that way. And that's not how it's going to work. Like, stop using this kid as a damn gadget player. These gadget plays. Let him play quarterback. Let him sit back. Let him throw the ball. Let him hand the ball off. Let him play the damn game the right way. Kyle needs to get out of his own fucking head with these gadget plays and this guru shit. It's not working, man. It's not going to work. He has to get out of his own ego. He's a narcissist, and you guys know it. He needs to get out of his own head, and that's when this team will propel.
That's the one thing.
Get out of Santa Clara, man. Or get out.
Yeah. But I think that's the one thing they need to do is make him more of a passer. I mean, I get that he's a good mobile quarterback, but you got to at least try to, if you're going to use him in certain situation package plays.
He can actually throw the ball too.
Yeah, deep passes. I've seen some deep passes, 70-plus yards. Dude, I mean, maybe in some situational plays, if Jimmy can't throw in those deep balls, maybe you can use Trey in that one package situation, and throwing it to IU would be a perfect play, or Debo.
Well, I thought he threw some excellent passes that game against the one game he did play and start.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, besides the one that sailed on him, if you throughout the game, the few times the few passes that he was able to get off, I thought were very good. He had a beautiful ball of Sanu who dropped it. You know, and so you also got to remember too, going into the next season, man. A lot of these guys are not going to be back. You know, some of these receivers. Like I think Sanu's one. Sanu can go. I'd like to see more Jennings. They finally got rid of Hurd. Finally.
Yeah.
You know,
Finally.
we got to start cutting dead weight. I think D Ford should retire after the season. You got to get D Ford out of here. Get him out. Get him out. Can't stay healthy. Sorry, we can't keep living off 2019. Can't keep living off that, and that's the problem. Everybody wants to revert back to 2019. That shit is over with. Done. Finito.
Move on. Yeah, it's a new season,
Please.
different type of culture with different.
Buy D Ford. Buy D Ford. Buy. You know, let's get his replacement over there. You know, we got Art and Key. We got some guys that we can slide over. You know. Sosa, we got some guys over there that should be able to wreck shop, man. You know, even the ex-Jet, Jordan Willis, you know, he's been playing half-ass decent. So we got guys that can give us the same production that Ford was giving us because it's not like he's, you know, stellar over there this season.
He's not like the way he was in Kansas City, so it's like it's kind of been a lot to do with his injuries and his back issue. So it's like I don't know, but then you see good protection out of Arden Key finally. Like it took him so long to finally show the potential that he was supposed to be coming out of LSU.
It's okay. Let's keep working with him, you know. But Bosa needs help out there.
Yeah,
Bosa needs help, man. Bosa's a monster. Bosa's the most consistent thing we got out there, and not a lot of people talking about that.
well, he's been the one that's been having better technique, and he's been the consistent guy with pressure. But when it comes to Eric Armstead, there's times he'll take the double team, but then he'll create a little pressure here and there. But DJ Jones doesn't get enough recognition for the type of play.
Keep Armstead on the inside. Don't let him play the outside. He's too slow for me. He doesn't really make the right decisions. You know, just keep the guy on it. Just keep the guy on the inside. Keep him on the inside. He shouldn't be outside anyway.
Yeah, that's how it should be. He should be more of an inside, but when they put him outside, it's just like he's too slow on these plays, and it's like they're trying to
run right at him. They run right at him. They know he's too damn slow. They're not thinking about him. You know.
Yeah, it's like when you look at it this way, Armstead's just not in that same level as a Calais Campbell, man. Don't even try to make him look like that.
Oh no, come on. Who you know, if somebody thought that, you know, they're seriously sipping on something or smoking something. You can't even put them in the same sentence. Calais Campbell and Armstead, please.
But like the way they put him at the end spot, that's what they're trying to make it seem like he's that version of their own, but he's not. He's way slower.
No, we clearly messed up that. He shouldn't, by all intents and purposes, he's another one that shouldn't be here. We should still have Buckner. He was the one we were supposed to let go. He was the one that we were supposed to send packing. There's no in the world we shouldn't have, paid Buckner what he wanted.
Buckner deserved every pay, but it came down to a bargain deal, and it just happened to be Armstead at a perfect time to get a contract, like a contract year. He had 10 sacks, perfect time to get paid on a payday. So it's like, seems like it was a dumb move.
Yeah, but those 10 sacks, that was fool's gold.
Yep.
That was complete fool's gold.
Buckner was there at the time. He made it easy for him. When you look at the stats from Armstead, it came from Buckner taking double
teams, of course.
And then Bosa was being a factor too, and then D Ford, and that's where a lot of his
He played on the stellar line, so it made him look a lot better than he was. Like I always say, you could have an all-star team and a mediocre or scrubby player, but his teammates will make him, could hide his deficiencies and make him look better than he actually is.
Yeah. And that was the one thing I've told like a lot of these YouTubers. I said Armstead to me is the more overrated because if you give him the best talent around him, he's going to probably put up some elite stats for this time. But when you give him the lesser talent, you barely get anything below average.
Well, we rolled the dice on that, and it turned around to bite us in the ass. I mean, we figured, okay, we get a better bang for our buck. We let Buckner go. He's a high-priced target. We let him go, and we hold on to Armstead, for a lesser amount and, get the same production. And that's not what happened. It's not what happened. Well, I'll say this much, man. I know last year, Salah, for what it's worth, had his defense still buzzing. We were still buzzing. One of the top 10 defenses. I think we were 7 last year. We were 7 last year.
7.
COVID. Yeah, we were 7 in the league. So, I mean, that's very impressive, considering, no Buckner and so forth. But then again, yeah, Kerry Hyder, we had a lot of guys that are not here this year, that didn't come back off that D line. So, I mean, at the end of the day, now Armstead's kind of exposed, and it is what it is. I mean, he had a few games where he played well, but I still say Defoe should be here, not him.
Yeah, we got the wrong one. That's the truth. So it's like
he was actually worth the guy who's worth the money is the guy they passed on, and it's decisions like that and it's moves like that that we have to, that front office has to get together, or they will screw up this team. They will continue they will screw up this team if you keep doing shit like that.
It keeps on hurting us more if we keep making the wrong decisions, and it comes down to it. But as far as like the way we made decisions during this offseason, it's kind of been head scratching that we didn't even go as aggressive with cornerbacks during the free agency or try to figure out ways to improve during the draft. We had to wait till maybe the late rounds to get some guys, and we could have got one in the second round. But
we got to steal with Diamador. I like Diamador Lenore. I think he's a stud. I think the boy's got some. He's got some heat with him. I think Ambry Thomas is a bag of trash. they can send him send him packing. I mean, I understand he hasn't played. He had opted out the year for COVID, but come on, man, he's got to show me a sign or two. Make a play. He hasn't made a play at all. He's been getting burnt all off season. They put him in, I think, against Philly. Did he play that Philly game?
No, I think it was Detroit game, and that's the last time he played a snap. And then the Philly game,
they were burning him in Detroit. Yeah. Every time he gets on the field, he's the go-to guy. Oh, he's out here. All right, guys, we know we're going with the ball. He can't stop shit. So somebody like we can let Ambry Thomas. He can. They can put him on a practice squad or something, and maybe try to get his weight up for next year. He don't need to be on the field now anyway. I think he's out. He is out, right? Correct.
What, Thomas? No, he's on our roster still.
Right, but I mean, is he with the practice? What he hasn't been on the field.
Well, he's technically still listed on the 53-man roster, just hasn't been on a active roster yet. Like he's been inactive.
Okay. Yeah, well, he's good. Just keep with the practice squad or something.
What about Aaron Banks, man? I guess Jalen Moore's performing better because he's playing versatility. But Aaron Banks, you would expect this guy to at least be a starter at some point.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's another bad move. And let me tell you, when they picked him up, they could have picked up Creed Humphrey. They should have gone with Creed Humphrey.
Oh, the center from Oklahoma. That was my favorite player.
Yes. Well, remember, he can also play guard as well. He can play center.
That was the best part about him, his versatility, and we passed on him.
And we passed on him. How the hell did we do that, knowing that Alex Mack is only going to give you maybe 3 seasons, 2, maybe 3, and he's out there looking crazy now. If you see, he's snapping the ball too early. He's doing all kinds of shit. Out there too. So, to have his replacement, right on deck would be beautiful. And they could have been, preparing Creed to come right on in and be our future center. Well, I think he's with Mahomes now, correct? Kansas City drafted him.
Yeah, he's with the Chiefs. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, they moved on from their center from last year, and they just drafted his replacement. So that's the one guy I wanted, and
that's a smart move. We should have drafted Creed Humphrey.
That's who I wanted to in the second round, but it just
let him play guard. Just let him play guard until until Alex Mack eventually clonks out. And we go ahead and we develop. We have our center for the future.
Yeah, for sure. So, what do you have for your prediction of this game? If you had to be realistic, I mean,
no, we should beat Jacksonville, and I'm gonna be bold to say I'd say 28-10 Niners, us.
All right. All right.
That's right.
All right. That's what you said on your video.
Yeah, I said it about 50 times a show, man.
Yeah, I get that part. I guess DB says, "What's up, man?" That's my favorite guy, OG, over in the house.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, man? What's going on, man? But as far as prediction, I see it more of a close game because it could be one of those trap games, and we're going on a short week. I don't know. Jacksonville may kind of play hard. Or we either just play them just like we did to the Rams. It's one or the other.
I don't see them laying down, but at the end of the day, we're playing with a purpose. We're trying. We have a goal and objective, and we know that we need to win this game. Look at that, 35-10. I said 28-10.
Man.
Yeah.
And he's a DB. He wants to coach DBs. I think our DB coach sucks.
That's right. What was that, Moses Morales?
Yeah, no, Moses Martinez.
Martinez, right on Martinez. I'm with you there. 10 points. I don't give them no more than 10 points. We're not going to play games with Jacksonville. We're not going to keep it close to give them any hope that they got a shot. We're going to go in there. We're going to punch them in the mouth, and we're going to keep it moving.
Yeah, and keep it moving on to Minnesota. So as far as all
punch
that,
them in the mouth too, and we're going to punch them in the mouth too.
Yeah, as far as all that, man, I know you're probably getting a little tired and you got stuff to do, man. I appreciate you on the show.
You got
maybe it. Maybe down the road, if you need me as a guest, man, just inbox me and I'm right there, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. We'll rotate it. You know we do.
Yeah, for sure, man. But as far as my predictions, man, I think it's going to be a very close game as expected because I've said these games can be either ugly or close, but maybe it would be the same outcome of the Rams game. Who knows? They do. They do have I think they have like Marvin Jones, but that's about it.
Yeah, well, like I said, if we don't, if the pass rush doesn't get there and we leave the only chance they have, I would say, it wouldn't be running. I just think if we leave our secondary on an island, that could possibly be a problem because our secondary is bad.
Yeah, and penalties is what kills it. So
yep, that'll keep a drive going. Yep.
And then they got a tight end who can catch the ball too, so that can be the one issue.
Well, that's the matter. That's where the linebackers have to be. The linebackers have to be on point. Like I said, when they're out of place, it's a long day.
Yeah, for sure, man. It would be a long day. So I'm just hoping for at least a win and keep it going. And we got to build momentum, so that's what makes the difference. But as far as all that, man, I know you're probably getting a little tired and you probably need to go on to the next show. But I'll definitely catch you.
But yeah. Well, before I get out of here, I got to give a shout out to my guys, man. All right. Once again, I am 9erstyle from the Real Talk 9er Talk crew. I'd like to give a shout out to my guys. That's Jew the Great, Silverado Kev, King Sersky, and Super Dave the OG. Real Talk 9er Talk, baby.
Yeah, rest of the Cats Empire.
It's been real.
It's been real, man. But I guess Corey has us winning. Oh, okay. That's interesting. That might be reasonable there.
Corey, you gave him 3 points too many.
He had to add in the 3 points to be fair.
3 points too many. Corey's cool. That's my guy.
Yeah, that's my guy too.
KD,
man.
Right on.
All right, man. All right, man.
Thanks for having me tonight. Yeah. Good luck with the rest of the show.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we'll see you. We have our pregame. I'll put our pregame for the Jacksonville show. Will be Saturday, 7 p.m. YouTube, Real Talk 9er Talk.
All right, man.
Right on. You guys have a great night.
Right on. All right, peace.
Peace.